And I suppose it's staying in for my whole set then, because that shit is in there. You gotta squeeze it? Brian B. B stands for bastard. Alright, we'll work it out. I'll let the next comic come up and embarrass themselves after me. That's fine. Hey everybody, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for coming out. You guys know who that is? That's actually Brian's baby picture. Did you know that? That's funny. He's so cute. That's funny. Well, I didn't plan on starting my set by not being able to work simple machinery, but here we are. How do you guys doing? I had to wear the hat today because I'm growing my hair out, and I always thought that it was going to make me look like Brad Pitt, but more often than not, you don't have to laugh that hard, but more often than not I wake up and it's more like Lord Farquaad, so I gotta wear the hat sometimes. Gotta do that. I'm from a small town. Anybody else from a small town? There. All right, that's fine. No enthusiasm. I'm crushing right off the bat. This is great. From a small town. It's a pretty Christian town. Very Christian town. A lot of Christian music you gotta listen to when you grow up in a small town. But there's a lot of variety. There's a Christian version of every type of music. There's Christian rock. There's Christian rap. But interesting, there's no Christian country because that's just country. That's the whole genre. The whole genre of country is Christian. I've looked, there's no other types, there's no Muslim country, there's no atheist country. God, I wish there was an atheist country. An XM atheist country station. Sitting on the porch, looking at the stars, and up above them is just more stars. I like to sleep in on Sundays. Woo! Honestly, I think the closest thing that we've ever had as a society to atheist country is probably Old Town Road by Lil Nas X. You guys remember that song? Yeah. That song was probably really confusing for any country fans who are racist and homophobic. This kid is black and gay. Billy Ray Cyrus is on the chorus. I'm in a tough spot here, folks. I don't know what to do. I'm going to be so excited when this election is over. This is ridiculous. Poor Joe Biden. I don't care if you like him or not, but the fucker just ran out of juice. And that's not a crime. It's not a crime to just run out of juice. I'm the farthest left politically in my family, so I was always just like hoping that he would do more for my causes. But like, say like if you support gay rights, I was just like, man, I wish he would do more stuff for the community, but I always thought that since everything that he does seems to be more symbolic than actually helpful, I thought by the end of his presidency, he's just gonna come out as gay. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna have a press conference where he comes out and he's just like, listen, folks, I'm gay. I've been very clear on this. Gay kids are just as gay as straight kids. Come on. Pull out of Afghanistan, just don't pull out of me. Folks. Joe Biden, what are your pronouns? They're called Joe-nouns, man. Look, come on. Joe-nouns. That's a good joke. Joke spelled J-O-E-K-E. All right, we're over the mic thing at the beginning. We're rocking and rolling now. Brian's baby picture, remember that? That was funny. Oh man, I went to Walmart the other day, and God, I love the greeters that they have at Walmart because usually it's just an old person, and it just like they're standing out there by like the bird seed and the salt, and it looks like they're just selling an old person. Looks like they're selling the new model of old person at Walmart. It's Gary, the new 2024 model. He's got a 10% larger oxygen tank and he's 5% less racist. We should get a new Gary, babe. I like that stuff is cheap there, but I stand out when I shop at Walmart. It sucks being the only person in the building who's not hitting a child. That sucks. And I hate being left out, so I always join in. I always do it. You gotta join in. And the parents love it. They love the help. But you know what I'm talking about though. If you've been in Walmart, parents are just in there fighting their kids. They're just trying to fight them. If you heard those screams when you were alone in the woods, you'd be terrified. But for some reason you hear them at Walmart and you're just like, Shouldn't have come on Saturday. This is my fault. Didn't need Doritos this badly. I actually love, anytime I'm in a grocery store, like if I go to Walmart, I have to go to the detergent aisle. I love the detergent aisle. I'll just sit in there and I'll just take a big whiff and I'll just be like, I could die here. I could die here. And then I go out in the parking lot of Walmart and I'm like, I could die here. What the fuck is happening in the parking lot of Walmart? It's international waters in the parking lot of Walmart. Anything goes. This one time, this kid ran out in front of my car as I was leaving and I almost ran him over. And you don't want to hit a kid at Walmart because then you got to get out and fight his dad. Everybody knows that. So, I don't know, if I had to pick a place to run over a kid, what? You ever thought about that? Some of your parents are like, my own driveway. I thought about that all the time. But if I had to pick a place, probably Trader Joe's. Just because I got a better shot at beating up that day. That's probably better. Come here, you granola looking fuck, something like that. You know, square up, throw some chia seeds in his eyes maybe. It's not fighting dirty if it's organic, I know that. We all know that. I think the worst place to run over a kid would probably be Saugatuck. Just because then you get out and you gotta fight two dads. It's way worse than this. Go there and tell me I'm wrong. Go there and tell me I'm wrong. Alright, let's, we're two moms. Yeah, you're right. Way to add facts to the joke. That's funny. What about Queen Pin of comedy? Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Alright, I got one more joke for you guys, and then I'll go fuck off. And, so, my old roommate, he had an exciting trip last year. He went to a horse race. It was like a big event. It was a huge trip for him. And he was very excited, and it was gone for like a week, and he came back, and I was gonna ask him, how was the trip? But he didn't even let me ask him. The first thing he says to me was, do you think it's illegal to jack off the opponent's horses before the race? What happened in Kentucky? What the hell happened down there? What happened? What happened down there? And he goes, no, nothing happened. It's just, you know, like boxers, they don't have sex before they fight because that would probably deplete their energy. So if you're in a race against other horses, if you jacked them off, they'd probably be slower, and then that would be illegal, right? Yup. I think, you know what? Yup. That's my answer to that. But what's interesting, though, is it's also illegal to jack off any horse. What are we talking about? Especially a horse that doesn't belong to you, which is every horse. What the fuck are we talking about? So, after I was done laughing at that, a month later, I started laughing at another thing. I was just laughing at the idea of a horse jockey who wants that much of an advantage that he's willing to do that. Because he's probably in the stable before the race going, these guys are going to look like idiots out there. Wait a minute. God damn it, I'm at the wrong stable. All right. Well, not going to be able to get to the race in time anymore, so can't start what you don't finish. All right, I'll get that part out of the joke, but you guys have been great. My name's Simon. Thanks very much.
Nothing like trying to come up to the stage and finding out you're too fat to fit. Like, oh man. You might be colorblind, but you can tell when you hear a black man, can't you? Like, let's not let him move to our neighborhood. I'm dressed like a mariachi. They call me Nickarachi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a pleasure to be here with y'all tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause for making it out. So happy to see y'all, man, because it's scary times right now. It's scary times. This election look crazy. They got Trump, who is a convicted felon, who can't purchase a gun, but we're going to give him access to nuclear codes. That's scary stuff. And then we got Kamala, who don't know anything I'm a vegan, and I don't look like it. That's scary stuff. Like, I make people like not eat vegetables because they like, man, you saw what corn did to him? Go to the gym, I'm mispronouncing stuff. I'm like, yeah, but just put me on the epileptic machine. They say, see? Vegan had no idea what he needed to be on the epileptic machine. It's a sad time. I can't afford to be fat no more. The prices is too high. I lost 15 pounds since the last time I was here. Don't clap, I'm so hungry. I'm lightheaded, people always like, oh, what you want to eat? And I'm like, oh, you don't have anything for me. They're like, really? Really? Now you want to be healthy? Because the thing is that I'm older now. I'm in my 40s. And I'm trying to be healthy, but my body not really responding to it the way that I needed to. And I'm getting strong in all the right places and weak in all the wrong places. Like, my booty not strong on this vegan diet. You know how hard it is to convince your wife that the Yorkie crack in your pants? I'm like, she's like, I'm like, babe, I told you he wasn't housebroken. You know, we're gonna have to put him down. So he did that in your pants. I'm like, yeah. He's sneaky, he's fast. We gotta do something. I've had to work extra jobs now. Started working as a Lyft driver. It sounds like such a good idea until you actually do it. Because what I found out is that a lot of people don't wash up or brush their teeth in the morning. Oh, it's extremely disturbing, especially when the big fellas get into the car and come over. They pull it on the driver's side door. Let me in. I'm like, now about the rolls on your chin. You get your piggly wiggly buddy in on the passenger side. Why can't I ride on this side with you? I'm like, you're gonna have me doing two-wheel motion. Got my whole side of my car looking like I got hydraulics. All the little Mexicans, they like, oh, that damn horse, you got it on two-wheel motion. I'm like, no, we just fat. You know how hard it is to dodge potholes with two fat guys on the same side of the car? We cause more potholes than we miss. I can watch in my rearview mirror as it just crumbles behind me. I'm like, oh, they're gonna have to fix that. They're gonna have to fix that. Fat guys be trying to make conversation with me, because there's a fellow fat hood. And like, oh, this is my big back brother. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a vegan. It's different for me. Yeah. Good morning. Has the funk ever hit you so hard, make you feel like somebody punched you in the back of the head? I'm like, oh, hey, man, what is this? Trying to act normal because I need my stars, you know? They try to make small talk with me, and like, oh, these Lincolns, they sure ride smooth. I'm like, yeah, they do. And you keep it so clean in here. I'm like, yeah, I do. And it smells so good in here. I'm like, yeah, it did. Oh, you got the seat warmers in your Lincoln. I'm like, we ain't rolling no booty in here. Got my whole car smelling like chitlins, and because I'm a big fella, the next person gonna think it was me. You know how hard it is to convince somebody that you don't stink? You know, all they smell is stank because it's sitting in the seats. And then the next one get in there and it fly up and they're like, you stank. And I'm like, no, I'm a vegan. It's different. It's different. That's why we need to come to a truce with everyone. You got to tell people the truth. If you love somebody, tell them the truth. I got a baby right now. Well, she's not a baby no more. She's 21 years old and she's studying to become a minister. Nobody ever claps for that. It's like everybody, it was like, oh wow, she got a job with God? Like, ugh. I want to work for Jesus. And everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to go right now. But I'm proud of her, you know. She's always learned to tell the truth, no matter what. And I've always told my baby the truth, and she's always told me the truth. That's how we rock. And when she was a little girl, she got into a fight at school with a little boy. And I said, baby, why did you fight this little boy? And she said, Daddy, I don't want to tell you. I said, tell me why you got into a fight. She said, Daddy, I don't want to tell you. I said, tell me now. She said, he said that my mama was a bald-headed, lying harlot. And I was like, wow, y'all studying the Old Testament at school. That's crazy. And she said, I couldn't let him tell them lies about my mama. And I had a decision to make. Was I going to love my baby enough to tell her the truth, or was I going to let her to be living a lie? And I said, baby, your mama is a bald-headed, lying harlot. How many people you know with green hair? Huh? She been lying to you and your kids so long. And she was like, well, Daddy, he also said that you stank. And I said, I don't stink, I'm a vegan. Y'all, that's my time. My name is Smarter. It's been a pleasure being with y'all tonight. If you don't vote for me, you're voting for Satan.
What is up, Wyoming? How we doing tonight? Yes, I love it. Love this crowd. My name's David Steves. I'm on your ballots. I got a fun little joke on how to remember the name. So my kids and I, we love to go to hockey. And so we cheer on the K-Wings over in Kalamazoo, from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And so my kids were like, Daddy, somebody has our last name on the back of their jersey. And I was like, that's crazy. I didn't know the Steves were in professional sports. That's great. This is a good day for us. And I was like, who? Oh, was I too quiet? Oh, you're fine. Oh man, that's a first. Yeah, you've never turned it up on me. Whew. And they were like, I was like, who? Which player? And they're like, that one right there, number 37, E. Steves. I'm like, that's pronounced Estevez? Good news is we're taking Cinco de Mayo very seriously this year. We're leaning into our culture, ladies and gentlemen. No, I love my kids. My kids are absolutely incredible. We're almost coming up at the end of their seasons, right? So I have one daughter in band, one daughter that did travel soccer, and she's also into cross-country running, which is awesome because I love cheering them on at their events. I try to say something motivational as they're running by, and I yell out the times, and I just yell out like all the quotes from like the movie 300. You know, I'm like, take everything, leave nothing. My kids love it, right? Which was way better than what my mom yelled at me during cross-country running. When she rolled down the window, flicked out her cigarette, and said, hurry up, I gotta go grocery shopping, right? I talked to Mom today, she's doing good. Yeah, she's doing good. But I was a little surprised because cross-country meets are huge nowadays. We had a cross-country meet in Otsego. There was like 150 schools. They had a DJ. They had all these schools from all over. And the fastest schools were the homeschooled kids. I was super shocked. It's like they're running away from the trauma their parents are giving them, you know? It was crazy. They ran so fast. The only thing I saw faster than that was celebrities running away from P. Diddy. He's a bad guy. Bad boy for life. He took that seriously. All right, if you have P. Diddy joke on your scorecard, you may win a bingo and a date with Brian so you can finally get laid. One of you looked for your bingo card. That was good. That was good. Now, I think the internet has kind of ruined my kids, to be honest with you. So, how many dog owners do we have in the house tonight? All right, round of applause. Dogs? Yeah? Yeah, so there's like this chloroseptic spray you can put in your dog's mouth. It's supposed to help the gums and refine the teeth. And I always tell my kids, I was like, hey, please don't do that to the dog, right? You can only have so many of them a day. And at night when they go to bed, I'm just laying in my bed, I'm waiting for them to get ready so I can tuck them in.
and my dog is up on my bed with me, and my daughter, Emmy, was like, he needs his spray. And I was like, no, Emmy, we're in bed, you want to do that? And she like sprayed it on him, and then he just, he hated it. He was just like, all over my pillow. And my daughter's like, Daddy, buddy just hawked to it on your pillow. And I was like, that's, no. I'm glad they didn't use it correctly. I would have been a little worried about that. Just like I'm worried that my dad has a Hawk Tua 2024 shirt on. Because he thinks that's an actual candidate. He doesn't like the choices we currently have, and he's wearing this Hawk Tua shirt in public, and he's like, yeah, every time I look it up, I just see this blonde doing an interview, and I'm like, oh boy, we're in trouble. And some of you are like, David, help your 72-year-old father out and tell him what's going on with the Hawk Tua. And I was like, you know how many times I asked him for math homework help? He's like, figure it out, buddy. And I was like, this also comes into play, you know? But then I got to thinking, I was like, maybe I should, because people just think my mom's a real good time right now. Yeah, I never said that out loud. I never want to. But I mean, 50 years of marriage, I mean, she's doing something right. I probably shouldn't have said that either. Yeah. Brian, are you broadcasting this? Damn. Okay, yeah. I hope they don't watch. My parents have, they have a place down in Florida, so we were really worried with the hurricane that came through. Luckily, everybody's okay. I don't like how pretentious the people in Florida are, especially in their complex. Every time I'm in the hot tub, a lady will come by and she'll be like, are you an owner? Or are you a renter? I'm a freeloader. Like, I can't afford any of this. You know, that's, it's disturbing. But I do love my parents. We get to have Thanksgiving with them, which is going to be great. It's going to be a good time. They're actually in Florida right now. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully my one uncle doesn't show up. That'll be awkward. Yeah, so a little known fact about me, I spent 9 years in the United States Army, which is a lot of fun, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you. And I love doing comedy and having my friends come and watch me do comedy. And my one buddy, he came up to me and he was like, hey man, we're gonna come to Grand Rapids to see you. I was like, this is great. And his wife came up to me. She very beautifully said, David, if it wasn't for you, Rob and I would have never gotten married. And it was the most beautiful thing anyone's ever said to me. Because I jumped on a grenade for Rob in Savannah, Georgia. Her name was Candace. I'll let that sink in real quick. Sometimes when I tell that joke and I say I jumped on a grenade, people start to clap a little too quickly, and I was like, please don't. It's not that type of joke. But I actually got a call earlier today about another friend of mine, and so I was a little confused. Thanks, Brian. I was a little confused. I was like, this person's calling me on Sunday night. And I was like, hey, who are you? What do you need? He's like, I need to ask you about a guy you know named Brian. I was like, that dirty bastard? Yeah, tell him he's got my porn collection from the Iraq War that I'd like back. What does he need? He's like, sir, this is a character reference call? He's going to be working with children? I was like, now he's not. No, Brian screwed up, right? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you've been fantastic. Keep it going for your host for this evening, Mr. Brian B. Life is all about trying to figure out the things that make you hold on, right? You want to keep holding on, living. That's the whole goal, right? Be happy. The thing that's keeping me holding on is this shirt fits. Holy shit. That makes me feel good, because it didn't for a while. I bought it before lockdown, and I couldn't wait to wear it in public, and then I couldn't wear it in public, and then I couldn't fit into it in private. I gained so much weight, and I started to lose it. I went down a belt notch. That's a good feeling. That's a barometer. You know you've lost weight, and you're correct not to clap. I still can't button the jeans. Those are still splayed open. Belt is holding on tight. We're getting there, but I am fat. People don't like when I say that, and it's typically fatter people. People who weigh more don't like when I say that I'm fat. I am. Here's the thing. I just don't I don't judge myself based on other people's appearances, and I just don't feel comfortable in my own skin. That's it. And people don't like that. There was a guy one night, he grabbed me, he's like, you cannot talk about yourself like that. You're not that fat. That fat. That's what people say to my face. You know what that fat means? You're still fucking fat. That's what that means. From afar, does he work out with those pecs? And then I lean forward, people are like, oh, they're tits. They're tits for sure. Yep, muscle doesn't dangle. We check in, Ryan? I am glad that you guys are here. There's other options, right? There's other things you can do. The movies, that's always a thing people like to do. The movie theater. I always have a dilemma every time I go, though. I can never figure out if I'm a bad person or not if I sit in the wheelchair handicap theater seat. I'm a bad person? I don't think I am. Because to me, in my eyes, they brought their own chairs. So I feel... You'd be able to thumb wrestle over the comfy one, you know? It's just a joke. I'm not a complete idiot. I know the reason that that seat is there. It's for the person accompanying the person in the wheelchair. That's the reason the seat's there. And I have to say that, and that's a caveat, because sometimes I say that and people love the idea of what they think I'm saying. There was a guy one night, he shouted out from the back, he's like, well, you get more leg room, like they need it. Holy shit. COVID didn't kill enough people. That guy should have died first. I'm a big fan of movies. I think the reason I love the theater so much is because that's the first place that I saw tits. The movie theater, for me, subconsciously, it's just lodged in there, and that's the first place. You know, the movie was Titanic, and yeah, fun memories, but what makes it funny is who I went with. I went with my older cousin and my grandmother. And in her defense, she didn't know it was going to be a PG-13 boob movie. She just thought it would be a PG-13 movie she could take a couple preteens to and fall asleep. And then halfway through it turns into Titanic. She had no idea. So halfway through, my cousin and I, we start to fall asleep as well. We get very sleepy, and we're along the back wall. So we're like, Grandma, we're in the back wall. Can we stand up in our chairs and lean against the wall so we don't miss the sinking? And she goes, yeah, that's fine. So we stand up in our chairs, and we lean back, and the moment we do, the tits come on screen. But she forgets we're standing, so she's just trying to cover our eyes. But she's just hitting our underage confused boners, just batting them back and forth. Like a kitty cat with a new toy. What is that? Did one of you kids sneak Madonna's bra in here? It's a beautiful moment. First pair of tits, Kate Winslet. First hand job, Grandma Marilyn. It was a nice remember. You guys have been wonderful. That's my time tonight. Thank you so much for coming.